is Angel. My first name is actually Gabriel, but I go by Angel. When changing my name, I made it my middle name, and I go by he, him pronouns. For me, family is people that love you, that accept you. It's not always blood, because we all know sometimes blood is thicker than water, and I don't know, for me it's a touchy subject because I don't talk to my family anymore, so it's just me and my mother. So for me, I make it what I want it to be, basically, whoever's sitting at my table. Just because you're my blood doesn't mean that you're gonna be sitting at my table. Chosen family. Chosen family means to me the people that accept me for who I am, the people that support me in whatever I need to get done with life, and just all around love and just happiness. Because I've been around way too much negativity my entire life, so no more of that. Oh man, all right, my ink. So I started that when I was 16. I got my first one on my back. I was actually with my mother. It says Love Life. I was 16 and I was in a really, really dark, deep depression state at that point. I think that was a turning point of where I really accepted that I was gay at that point, and I didn't know how to tell other people, so I was just kind of like Love Life, and that's basically what it says on my back is Love Life, and I did it in graffiti. And then from there, I went into each stage of my life and I put different pieces on my skin to make me remember where I was and how I felt and the emotion that goes behind all of that ink and that pain. A lot of the times when I sat in the chair is when I was feeling my worst. So it's something more than just art. It's emotion for me. My most recent was my dog, his paws on my leg. I don't know if you could see it there, but he's still with us right now, but he's got heart disease. So I kind of took his paws and I put him on a piece of paper with some ink and took it to the tattoo shop, and she put him on my leg. So I don't know how much time he's got left. It's like maybe 6 months, she said, a year, so they don't know. We're just kind of going day by day. That was my last tattoo, yeah. There's been a lot of people that have inspired me in my journey, but one in particular that comes to mind is definitely Gabe from 90 Day Fiancé. He has been one of my biggest inspirations in the last 4 years, just because he's the reason why I transitioned in the first place, why I was able to. I felt like I wasn't alone. There was somebody else out there like me that's going through the same things I'm going through, and he's definitely been a big inspiration. Another one is my mother. My mother is definitely a big inspiration for me. She did it by herself, single mother my whole life, and she was mom and dad, and she taught me how to be a woman growing up, and now she's definitely taught me how to be a man. How to be respectful, how to be a gentleman, how to take care of a family, how to just, be head of household, because that's difficult, especially being a woman. That's extremely difficult, and she did it, and she showed me how to do it, and I am the man today because of her. Being a man is, for me, it's doing what needs to get done. Without any questions asked. Not saying that a woman doesn't do that too, but I feel like a man is more on a masculine level. Obviously, you're putting in the labor. When it comes down to households, you're taking care of the house. You're fixing what has to get done. You're doing all that background. Like when you're in a theater, you have people that are on stage and they're acting, and then you have all the background people and all the stuff that's in the background. I feel like that's just a man in this world, is we're holding it together in the backgrounds, and the women are the face of it, and they're doing what they got to do on their side. Do have love in my life. Different ways of having love in my life. I have, like I said, my mother. I have my close friends. A significant other, no, I do not, unfortunately. Still definitely looking, taking applications, checking references. But it's just, I try to keep the ones around me. I've been through so many people that have hurt me for so many years, and I wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm a true Virgo. So it's just, I love so wholeheartedly and so genuinely. I'm so loyal. And sometimes that can nip me in the butt, it'll hurt me for sure. But yeah, that's love for me. My favorite food would have to be Japanese food. I'm Puerto Rican, but I love me some sushi, some like raw tuna, raw fish. I love it all. And I'm a chef too, so for me, the culinary experience in Japan is so much different than here in America. They love food. The love for food is a little different over there than it is here. They kind of respect it a little bit more, I feel. So that's probably my best. It would be second up would be Puerto Rican food. Oh, so sushi is amazing. It's you could put anything in it. You could do, veggie sushi, you could do raw tuna, you could do cooked sushi, you could do whatever, deep fried sushi. Basically, it's just seaweed and Japanese rice. It's made with rice vinegar and sugar. And then you just put the raw fish inside and they roll it, and then you cut it up in little pieces and you serve it. And you can make it with rice paper, anything. You can put whatever you want. Best date moves. I don't know. I'm such an introvert like that. I am so shy. I never want to put myself on the spot. I was never that person to be like, I am here. Like, I was that person in the corner, like, just watching everything happen. So, I can be a little cornball at times. But, I try. Date, movie, dinner. I'm a true gentleman, holding the door open, stuff like that. Try to get to know her for her, not, so much her looks, or, just try to be a person, a human being, not just somebody that's trying to get into your pants, like that's just, that's not cool. So when presenting yourself, or judging somebody off of, what they look like on the outside, I just feel like you have to have an open mind nowadays, especially nowadays, because you never really know what you're walking into. Some of the nicest people could really be some of the meanest people that you've ever met. And, somebody like me who, when there's, children, if there's children or somebody, a family walking down the street, they'll, cross the street if they see me coming, because they think, oh, I'm gonna hurt them, or I'm gonna try to rob them or hurt their children. But little do you know that I will literally give you my last dollar in my pocket or the shirt off my back. And I will probably help you in more ways than somebody that you think, is a good person would help you. And so for me, it's just like, don't judge somebody off what you see. And if they tell you something, believe them. Or if they show you something, believe it. Because one thing you can trust is for somebody to show you who they are instead of tell you. You'll always see who they are through their actions. Just don't judge them off the cover of what you apparently see. Where I grew up in a couple different places. I've been moved around a lot. I grew up mainly in New York, Brooklyn, New York. Not the best place. A lot of poverty there. I was very poor. Didn't really have much growing up. My lights would get turned off as a kid. I remember I started selling drugs at a really early age just because I felt the need to kind of have my own money, or wanting to be a man at that age and, help my mom and step up. Um, so in turn, that definitely put me in a bad situation because I was in and out of jail a lot, and I never knew my father, so that was a big thing. Um, my childhood, I have happy childhood thoughts, but when I think about it, it's not. There's more bad than good, so I try to block it out sometimes, not think about it. It's easier like that. Um, but I'm working on it every day. almost 34 years old today, so I will. I'll keep working on that, but it's tough to think about. I don't like to touch too much on growing up. If I could tell my younger self anything, I would say patience. Anxiety has been a big thing for me, and feeling emotions, reacting on emotions that are temporary, making permanent decisions, having permanent consequences from those actions. So it's all about just patience. Just really be patient with yourself, be patient with others, and just learn to love yourself, because you don't get that time back. And the time that I spent hating myself for so many years, I regret it sometimes, because the person I am today, without all of that going through, I wouldn't be who I am today, and I wouldn't be where I am today. So it's patience and love yourself. Where I would want to be 10 years from now is with a family, somehow owning my own business, doing something, don't know what it is yet, but living, somewhere not in America, honestly. Maybe, Italy, or I don't know, somewhere, off the coast on a beach house with maybe a kid or two, maybe a wife. I can't, that would be nice. But yeah, I just want to, from here on out, I really just want to just love my life, because like I say, you don't get that time back. Oh, I love the beach. The beach is my little sanctuary space. It's like time away from everything. Like, I can just go there and sit there, and I'll get lost 2-3 hours just listening to the ocean. It's just, I am spiritual, so I feel like the beach is that one spot where you can really ground and feel the earth and feel the vibrations of the water, and just live in the now, not have your phone out and trying to, take pictures and record memories. I feel like the memories are here. So it's just, it's really my home away from home. I love the beach. I could sit there for hours. I've definitely fallen asleep on the beach before. Granted, I was drunk, but yeah. My secret superpower. That's a good question. I would have to say just loyalty, if I had to say anything. My mother always told me you're like a dog when you're loyal. Like pit bulls, they're just really, really loyal. She always said you're just like a dog. Like, it doesn't matter how many times somebody hurts you, or like when you love somebody so hard, and that loyalty just never leaves you. So it's definitely, if you need somebody there that you can count on, is me. I promise you. My most prized possession would be time. Time is precious. Don't waste it, because it's something that you will never get back, and you can't take it with you. So I don't care about cell phones, materialistic, none of that matters. It's all about the time, here and now. I think I would definitely like to add that if you're younger or even older and you don't know where to start, and you feel like it doesn't matter, like, maybe it's too late or that you can't, you can. There's always resources out there. There's always opportunities, and there's always people that will love you, but you just have to go out and find it. My mother always said a closed mouth never gets fed. So if you're in a hermit shell and you just sit at home and you let your depression and you let society beat you down, there's 100% chance that you're never gonna get to where you want. So in order for you to get to where you want, you have to start somewhere. And yeah, you might fail, but just go and get it done, no matter how many times you get knocked down, because this world is gonna knock you down, but always get up and keep going. Just keep going, don't give up. Yeah, I could think of one.